Right now at 11, an act of terror in New York City.
This was an act of terror, and a particularly cowardly act of terror.
The driver of the truck mowing down innocent lives in Lower Manhattan.
I saw a guy in the West Street and Chambers Street corner. He was had two guns on him, and he was just running in the street.
And that suspect from right here in Florida.
Tonight, team coverage on the deadly truck attack.
And tonight, New Yorkers showing their resilience just a few hours after today's terror attack by attending the city's annual Halloween parade. Mayor Bill de Blasio and Governor Andrew Cuomo together in a show of defiance as they march through the streets of the Big Apple. And there remains, of course, a heavy police presence.
Meantime, investigators have learned more about the attacker, a 29-year-old man with Florida ties.
And he left a note claiming he carried out that attack in the name of ISIS.
Tonight, we have live team coverage. Our Louis Aguirre is standing by with everything we've learned about the suspect.
But we begin with Local 10 News reporter Michael Seiden live now from New York City with our top story. Michael.
And Calvin and Lori, this is the deadliest attack since 9/11 here in New York City. But I want to show you at this hour, it is still a very active crime scene. We're about a block away from where this horrifying attack unfolded. In fact, a New York City police officer tells me at this hour, FBI agents at the scene focusing on that rented truck that was used in this attack.
The dead and injured were just going about their days.
The terror began at 3:05 p.m. That's when authorities say a man driving a rented Home Depot truck hopped a curb at West Houston Street in Lower Manhattan. The suspect drove south on the crowded bike path, striking victims at random. The driver ultimately stopped after smashing into a school bus, wrecking his vehicle.
After the collision, the driver of the truck, a 29-year-old male, exited the vehicle brandishing two handguns. A uniformed police officer assigned to the 1st Precinct confronted the subject and shot him in the abdomen.
The suspect, brandishing fake firearms, was shot by police. According to the NYPD, he was taken into custody and brought to the hospital for treatment.
Based on the information we have at this moment, this was an act of terror, and a particularly cowardly act of terror.
First Lady Melania Trump, who's in New York City Tuesday for meetings, tweeted earlier tonight about the incident, saying, quote, "My heart breaks for New York City today. Thoughts and prayers as we monitor the situation."
There's no ongoing threat. There's no evidence of that at this time. So there's no reason to have any undue anxiety. You will see more security forces, but that's only because it's an abundance of caution.
And back out here live, another look at the crime scene. You see those guys in those white suits. We believe they are FBI agents, again, combing the scene for any evidence. We know that rented truck remains at the scene at this hour. And also late breaking this evening, Lori and Calvin, we are learning a little bit more about those 8 victims who lost their lives. What we were being told by authorities is that 5 of those people were from Argentina, another victim from Belgium. Obviously, this is just happening earlier this afternoon, so as the night goes on, we're expected to learn much more about those victims and, of course, the 15 others who remain at the hospital at this hour.
Our Michael Seiden on the big story in the Big Apple. Thanks a lot, Michael.